I'm Kate Czaplinski for the HAN Network. We're here at Griffin Hospital today getting some winter safety tips. I'm joined by Joseph Burnett, who's in charge of employee safety around here and emergency management. And Joseph, one thing we have to talk about is the silent killer.
Yes, carbon monoxide, the silent killer. Very common in the winter months that we see issues with this. Carbon monoxide is a colorless, tasteless, odorless gas, and in higher concentrations and in poorly ventilated areas it can be toxic, very often lethal. So it's the product we see often in fumes and exhaust from carbon-based fuels, so gasoline, kerosene, even wood, propane can produce carbon monoxide.
And so how can people protect themselves from this happening in their home or their vehicle?
So prevention is the first step, and one of the most important things is to make sure that you get your furnace serviced on an annual basis. And the older your furnace, the more important that becomes. Any other areas that produce emissions like that, you want to make sure that they're serviced on a regular basis as well. Anything that vents outside, such as the furnace or maybe a gas dryer, to make sure your vents are cleared as well. And if you're using anything that produces it as a regular byproduct, such as a combustible engine like your car or even some power equipment, you want to make sure you do that in a well-ventilated area. And even if you open up your garage, your car should still be pulled out and you should let it run outside. A lot of people will warm up their cars, but they think if they open up the garage door, that's sufficient. But you can build up carbon monoxide very, very quickly.
And let's talk about detectors a little bit.
Sure. Every house should have a smoke and carbon monoxide detector in the house. They should be placed strategically throughout the house on every level. Not too close to an area where it's actually carbon monoxide is going to be produced, like you don't want it right on top of your furnace, but at least 10 to 15 feet away from that would be better. If you only had one or two, I would put them in the sleeping areas because one, you're more susceptible to carbon monoxide when you're sleeping at night because you're not going to recognize the signs and symptoms while you're asleep, and two, you want to make sure that the alarm is something that you can hear. The best system is when they're hardwired throughout the house so that when one detects it, all the alarms will go off. So.
And now say a detector goes off, what do you do immediately?
So what you want to do is you want to get out of the house. Don't worry about ventilating, just get out, get your family out, whoever's in the house, get your pets out as well. Get out into the fresh air, call 911, have the fire department come out and check them out, check out the situation.
Joseph Burnett, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
All right, that does it for this winter safety tip from Griffin Hospital.